So what happens when an annuity owner dies before annuitization? It's a sad thought. Hi, I'm Stan The Annuity Man. Typically, I'm bouncing off the walls. I'm happy. But we're talking about death, so I'm just going to bring it down a little bit. Yes, I'm America's annuity agent. Yes, I'm licensed in all 50 states. And yes, I'm holding flowers. Why? Because you're dead. So you have to find out what happens when you're dead to your annuity. We're going to cover that. I will offer this. I will fly in and I will sing at your funeral a cappella. I mean, it would be beautiful. I have a great voice. I really don't, but I'd love to do that. But I digress. And I'm now happy. And you know why I'm now happy? Because you're not dead yet. You're watching the video, which is great. Can I throw No, I'm not going to throw these. I don't have to send these. So, what happens when an annuity owner dies before annuitization? We're going to find out after this. Music. So what happens when an annuity owner dies after annuitization? What happens if you die before the annuity has been fully paid? What happens if the annuitant dies before the annuity start date? All of those questions and more are going to be covered in this video. So let's talk about the definition of annuitization. Annuitization, think of when you were growing up as a kid and you had a water faucet at the back porch or something of your home, and you turn on the water and the water flows. Think about ripping the knob off that water faucet and the water is just going to flow. That is in essence the visualization of annuitization. Annuitization is an irrevocable lifetime income stream. So did that annuitization definition make sense? If not, put something in the comments and I'll respond. It's important to remember with annuities are contracts. I mean, remember that. In fact, I don't even call them investments. I call them contracts. Why? Because you're going to get a policy in the mail when you buy one, which is a contract. Now, when you set up your annuity, at the time of application, of course, my team is going to take care of all of that from start to finish. But one of the questions they're going to ask you is, who do you want to list as the beneficiary of the policy if something happens to you? If your Learjet hits the mountain, if your Ferrari hits the tree, if your Bentley flips over, right? What happens? I don't know if you have that. I don't have that. But when you die, what happens to the money? Well, the beneficiaries have to be in place. And you can put on, as the beneficiary, you can put a spouse, a non-spouse. You can put your children. You can put your grandchildren. You could put a trust. You could put a charity. And these are all things that you need to think about when you're setting up that annuity structure, is what happens to the money when you pass away. Now, obviously, we will walk you through all of that, answer all the questions that you have on how to structure primary or secondary type beneficiaries. But just understand that when you sign the paperwork for that annuity contract, we're going to need to list the beneficiaries of the policy. Hey, just a thought. I mean, because you might be thinking about setting up beneficiaries, you might want to share this video with your potential beneficiaries, unless they've made you mad and then you don't send it to them. But if they're still in good standing with you, I'd let them know about it. So what really happens depends on the contractual guarantees of that specific policy. So single premium immediate annuities, deferred income annuities, qualified longevity annuity contracts, those are annuitization structures. So it really comes down on how you had that structuring of that lifetime income or period certain income at the time of application. Just remember with those products, there's a myriad of ways to set them up. And then let's go over to the deferred annuities like multi-year guarantee annuities and fixed indexed annuities. Typically that's that full cash value on death to the beneficiaries. Remember, annuities are contracts. And when you die, some annuities will pay out the full value to your beneficiaries, and some annuities will pay out the surrender value to your beneficiaries. Important thing to know, and that's something that me and you need to talk about. Okay, so let's talk about spousal versus non-spousal options when they're listed as beneficiaries. Now, if the spouse is the primary beneficiary, the sole beneficiary of the policy, they can continue that policy as is. But they also have all of the other choices that a beneficiary has when you pass away. So understand that. Talk to your husband and or wife, wherever that's applicable, and say, hey, if I die and you are the primary beneficiary, you get to continue the policy if you want to do that, or you can take advantage of the other beneficiary choices that are available. So the choices for non-spousal beneficiaries are as follows. Number one, you could take the lump sum death benefit. Okay, number two, you can take that death benefit over a 5-year time period. In a non-IRA, you can get a lifetime income stream if you want to. And in an IRA, you can take that income stream over a 10-year time period. I know that's a lot, so let me do it again. All right, so here are the 4 choices. You can take the death benefit lump sum, or you can take the death benefit spread out over a 5-year time period, or in a non-IRA setting, you can take a lifetime income. And the final choice is in an IRA setting, you can lengthen those payments out 10 years. So wasn't that fun talking about death? Yes, I have new flowers for your arrangement. The good news is you're still alive. I'm glad you joined us for this video. It was a lot of fun. Just remember this stat, 1 out of 1 of us is going to die. And that's pretty good odds. With that being said, go to theannuityman.com. You got 3 things to do there. Number 1, get my books. They're free. I'll ship them to you. No one's going to show up at your door. No one's going to call you. Number 2, use the annuity calculators. You can run your own quotes, see live fees, all kinds of stuff. And number 3, most importantly, schedule a call with yours truly, Stan the Annuity Man, Stan the Flower Man. Schedule that call. Me and you are going to talk one-on-one about your specific situation, and I will help you. See you on the next Stan the Annuity Man video.